Barak Serunga, 25,480 votes, representing 0.27% of the valid votes cast. Nandala Mafabi James Nathan, 175,300.
Protea Hotels by Marriott is where hospitality feels like home. It's why when your family is with us, we treat you all like a member of ours. Book now and be more than a guest. Go there with Marriott Bonvoy.
851,406, representing 73.72% of the valid votes cast. Total number of valid votes for all candidates, 9,293,812. Invalid votes, 230,897, representing 2.42% of the total votes cast. Total votes altogether, 9,524,709, which is 44.00% of the registered voters. Spoiled votes, 32,760. So that is the position as of now. The next release or update will be tomorrow at 9 a.m. However, we are going again to screen the details of the summary of what I have been reading to you on our screen, so that the members can internalize where we are deriving these summaries or these figures from.
There you have it with Justice Simon Byabakama from the National Tally Center talking to us and telling us that President Museveni is indeed still in the lead with over 6,851,406 votes, putting him at 73.72%. And well, tomorrow before 5 p.m. In the evening, as declared or as told to us, we will be able to know who the next president of the country is going to be. We now move to Mbara, where one of our reporters, Onyango Robert, is going to give us an analysis on the latest updates in regards to what we just heard from Justice Byabakama, along what has been happening with the members of parliament. Who won the woman member of parliament seat there? Who won the member of parliament seat? Good evening, Onyango. I hope you're doing well. We would love to know what's happening.
Good evening, Sharon, and our viewers as well as our listeners. I'm doing fine. I was just going to ask the same questions. Are you okay?
I am very okay.
How is Kampala?
Kampala is sunny, but it's very okay.
Did you vote?
Yes, I did.
Which leader did you cast your vote?
That's why it's a secret ballot. I don't have to tell.
That's exciting. Yes, I know it was through secret ballot, but of course we voted for water. People have voted for good roads. People have voted for proper education system, fighting against corruption. And there are those who feel it was none of the business. So I thought you were among those who said, I don't care. But it's good and exciting to hear that you voted.
Yes.
And we hope your vote has already been counted or it will count.
It did. I think it was counted already, so.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, Sharon, just to shape for you the momentum in the western parts of the country where I have at least monitored the voting, and probably by chance we have also monitored the campaigns. We want to tell our viewers that indeed it is still a peaceful process. People are eagerly waiting for the final outcome, mainly for the presidential elections, as you might have seen. Justice Simon Byabakama giving an update, and whenever such updates are coming up, voters, especially for those particular candidates who are reported to be the lead, especially now when we talk of NRM, they are receiving the results with a lot of excitement. You hear them saying our effort has not gone barren. At least I think at the end of the day, if they scoop victory, they will be the happiest person or voters or citizens, because this is what many have been yearning for. They've gone around mobilizing communities, they've campaigned, they've explained the party manifestos, and indeed it is exciting to hear or to see that they're in the lead. But then to those candidates who are not doing well, of course it comes as a disappointment, but of course the politics we know and the politics we are seeing, the politics we understand, it is supposed to be that way. There will be a winner and a loser. What is very much important in this process now, it is those who have not got this, probably what they expected. It is a matter of accepting, and we move forward as a country.
To just interject, Onyango, we've had some areas like Mukono, Kawempe, and a few others where it has been said that, you know, there was a bit of commotion and some people have been arrested. I remember yesterday during the segment, we were talking about how over 400 citizens, but were causing commotion, were actually arrested. And today, I bet they got some more. Did you have that in Barra?
There has been no any other case reported in Imbara or Western Uganda where we have based for the last 48 hours to be having commotion associated to election or results. It has been a very, very quiet day. In cases where you have seen people lining up on the roads and streets, they have been celebrating. We, in the day, saw a few members of parliament within Imbara City, Kiruhura, celebrating the victory. As well as 7:08 a.m. that already received the results of the yesterday's polling. So it has been the situation, and as we went to bed, for those who are in Imbara, you will also testify to this, that it is business normal. People, those who have chosen to go and work, they are working, bars are open, restaurants are working, public means is operating as usual. So they are all keeping an eye on the TV stations, listening to the radio, since now internet is a bit off. The radio and televisions are now their sources of information. Those who have people in Kampala, probably they'll make one or two calls. So I can confidently say Western Uganda, a few districts have monitored, Kasese, the Antonde, Hura, Shema, Mbarara, where we are basing. People are in the beds, they're sleeping. Of course, they will come up, wake up in the morning and switch their TVs on to follow what Byabakama and UPC is giving them. So there's nothing to worry about, Sharon and our viewers. And this has been the call by many candidates, especially now for us who have moved with the candidate of NRM. The message has been in black and white, let's maintain peace. And I think I can confidently say for Western Uganda, they have heed to that call and they are waiting for the peace. And they are trying to ensure that this place remains as peaceful as it can.
It might be, you know, smiles and happiness in, for example, the NRM camp in regards to the presidential candidates, because President Museveni is seen taking lead. I mean, he already has a 73.72%. Have you seen any other people from other political parties, and what does that look like? Somber mood? Are they excited as well, or they just want to get done with this and keep on going with life? Because, for example, in Uganda, some business, I beg your pardon, in Kampala, we have some businesses that have been paralyzed, shops are closed, and you don't have so many people moving on the streets. And I guess that might change after the declaration of the president tomorrow before 5 p.m. as declared by Justice Simon Babakama. So what has been the reaction from other camps, according to you?
Yeah, to begin with, the party which is now probably in the lead, that is NRM. Today we had a private meeting with the president, and back doors we had a very candid discussion on how the election process has moved, where we are today in terms of how people voted and what is the situation today and likely tomorrow. And the president still is celebrating, and he expects, yesterday, remember when we were interacting with him, saying he is expecting a 90% victory. He has changed that. He's looking at now 90 because he is confident his team has worked. Looking at the rates which the level of the results or the numbers of voters who turned up and cast their vote in favor of his party or his candidature, he is even very confident that by the end of tomorrow, when Justice Simon Babakama takes up the mantle to declare victory, he would be even scoring more than what he had anticipated. But he is pegging this on the level of preparations of the NRM. Of course, they have boasted as a party which has the majority. Of course, they are saying, of course, 40 years, there is tangible and evidence, empirical evidence on which voters have based to cast their vote. But away from NRM, of course, this is a game where the loser will never be happy. So many candidates earlier on in the day were speaking to the camps of ANT. Of course, they're celebrating here and there. They have secured a few good votes, good numbers of voters, but of course they are disappointed. This is not what they think they have worked for the last 3 months. But the cardinal point in all this, it goes back to the level of democracy we are setting up as a country. To come to your question, where there's a lot of anticipation, anxiety, momentum we would likely build up, the many voters, instead of taking in the message from their candidates and practically putting it in place, like, what is my candidate going to do to me, or for me, or for my country? Many voters have been misfed with information, like, when we don't win at this polling station, let's rise up and go do this. That's why you see most shops are now closed in Kampala. I've told you earlier on, Mbarara is operating as it is supposed to be. You don't see people working in panic, in a hurry, and anticipation. People in their business. Police and UPDF or the army, yes, is patrolling the streets of Mbarara, but you don't see even people panicking, like when they see these men and women in uniform. They remain very active on what they are doing, because at the end of the day, life must continue.
Meanwhile, for us, we have sun choppers in Kampala, so I don't know if you guys are that privileged yet.
You even call it a privilege? Wow, Sharon.
I mean, for the people now, who knows? I don't know if they've seen any choppers, but we have some flying and surveilling the whole place. But yes, which we like to acknowledge and say thank you to, because security indeed is tight. It is an intense calm, but at the end of the day, many Ugandans have adhered to the call of Justice Babakama, to police, asking for people to be peaceful, to be calm. And like you said, there's always a winner and loser, but it's up to you to see what to do about it. If you want, you can take it to the courts of law, because Uganda, we are a very democratic country. We have laws that actually allow for people to go and contest against what they feel like didn't augur well with them. So
yeah, that's very true, and this should be the message. We should all speak in one voice and in one language, that Uganda has been here before us. We shall leave it here today, and our children need this country tomorrow. So in whatever we are doing, we must always put that into consideration. An election is a process which comes and will go, but this country must remain there. So just to give you a brief of what we have gathered within this area, I'll take you to the NRM candidate, Honorable Kambale Ferigo,
yes,
has been declared the winner of the Kasese municipality after garnering 11,899 votes. And this means he has won people. And the major contender in that election was FDC's Honorable Centenary Robert, who polled 5,149 votes. That is an FDC. Robert Musoma of NUP secured 1,013 votes, and the rest is history. So the NRM party is in celebration in Kasese district. Just nearby Mbarara where I am is Ssentamu district. The returning officer has been very busy throughout the entire day, and by close of business, yes, the tallying still ongoing, but we had already confirmed and declared Honorable Gerard Karuhanga as a member who is now duly elected to represent Ssentamu municipality in the coming term of office of 2026.
Did you get a chance to talk to Honorable Gerard?
Yes, we did try to reach out him. He was busy, but he says this victory has not come from blue, but out of the groundwork. When he lost last time, as we remember, we made recall,
yes,
he was contesting in that same position, but that time round, he came as a member, a sponsored candidate for the Alliance for National Transformation, ANT, which is headed by General Muntu. But this time around, Karuhanga, at least I think we will say he was calculative. He stood on his own. I mean, he was an independent candidate, and now he's heading to Nile Avenue or Parliamentary Avenue to go and represent the people of Ssentamu municipality. Still in Ssentamu, yes, Karuhanga, people would be asking how much did he score. He got 3,967 votes, beating the incumbent Yoweri Museveni of NRM. This is not good news to the Yellow Camp, who secured 2,834. You can say it was a very tight vote with a very small margin, but of course, at the end of the day, it is now in the hands of an opposition-leaning member of parliament now who is waiting for swearing in. Then instead, in Ssentamu again, the returning officer has already declared the NRM's Beatrice Rwakimari as a winner for Ruhama County after getting 30,813 votes. She has also beat the incumbent Honorable MP Henry Nkwasiwe Zirakutari, who was also an independent after losing out. You all know when he lost the flag in the NRM party, he decided to come up as an independent candidate. But of course, the decision of the voters from the NRM party has exonerated the NRM party after securing victory through the candidates of Beatrice Rwakimari. We shall go to Bushenyi East, Bushenyi seat, Rushenyi has been very famous in the last election for those who followed the elections from this ends of Ssentamu, where the former Minister Attorney General was tussling out with Naomi Kabasharira. This time round now, the incumbent Naomi Kabasharira has also bounced back. That is after being declared the winner by Charles Wafula, the returning officer from Ssentamu district. Naomi got 23.
What's next in industrial transformation? The heavy industries of tomorrow demand efficiency, digital integration, and sustainable electrification at scale. Factories face a triple challenge: ensure worker safety, cut emissions, and stay competitive. That's why Hitachi Energy partners with heavy industries to electrify, optimize, and decarbonize, driving a new industrial era. The industries of the future will thrive on operations that combine intelligence, efficiency, and sustainability.
In Shema, there is the woman member of parliament for Shema district, well, Honorable Odwin Katusine Mwebesa of NRM has also been declared as the winner of those polls after trouncing Honorable Jacqueline Atwaire, who was also contesting as an independent. The bit about this poll of Shema District Woman Member of Parliament, the incumbent Honorable Rosemary Nyachikongoro, after being defeated in the primaries, decided not to contest as an independent. And now, the decision of the voters of NRM in the primaries has been upheld after yesterday's polls, where now the party has secured victory as far as that election is concerned. In Shema South, Professor Ephraim Kamuntu, former minister, has bounced back after defeating his closest rival, Honorable Elijah Shemeza. We shall end with Shema North, where Honorable Elioda Tumwesije, also a former minister, now in the village for the last 5 years, has also secured victory and will be marching to Parliament to swear in as the duly elected member of Parliament for Shema North. That's what we can share with you. We are trying to catch up and add up what transpired in Mbarara. It is very exciting, and in the coming hours we shall be sharing it with our viewers. And this is what we have always promised as UPC. We will keep you updated. I think you are watching us from your bed, but this is what we have for you so far, Sharon and our viewers.
Thank you so much, Onyango Robert, for the updates of Mbarara, Ntungamo, Shema, and quite a win for the NRM party. People bouncing back, I think, speaks so much to either the mobilization done or the need for leaders that Ugandans are looking for. Well, congratulations to Honorable Gerald Karuhanga, to Dixon Katweshumba, amongst so many others that have emerged as winners in these areas. Onyanga, I'll let you go and we'll continue with the 24-hour broadcast on UBC TV.
I'm just here at Igongo sipping my tea, watching you, Sharon, on UBC. A good night, our viewers, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That was Onyango Robert giving us an update from Mbarara, and apparently he's sipping his tea, telling us what's happening and how secure the place is, and now people are still calm and ready for accurate and verified results from the National Tally Center as they keep on coming, even if the day-to-day has been closed. Now, in more of what transpired during the day, the Minister for Kampala, Mr. Kabanda, has been declared the winner of Kampala's Central Division parliamentary seat. Hajat Kabanda won by a landslide, having accumulated 22,332 votes, followed by Noobs Lewis Rubongoya, who garnered 18,242 votes. Kabanda has promised to bring light to the NRM manifesto to ensure that Kampala is not left behind. And of course, her win cast the first stone as NRM looks to recapture the Kampala parliamentary seats. Take a look.
Quite a number that were nominated. And thank you for keeping the peace during that time of campaign. This is how the results were scored. I, Asacha Rashid, being the returning officer for Kampala Electoral District, having added the number of votes cast as recorded on each declaration of results form in accordance with Section 77, subsection 1 of the Parliamentary Elections Act, declared that the total number of valid votes cast for candidates are as follows. Agava Muzora, the party is anti, is scored 182. David Ruiz Rubongoya, nope, is scored 18,242. Kavanda Misa Nabengo, NRM, she scored 22. Hello? scored 22,332. Karuhanga Rina, independent, scored 124. Kasozi Abduwahab Jema scored 48. Kiua Ronald, independent, scored 122. Kushava Susan, independent, scored 628. Lucy Abraham, independent, is scored 4,973. Ruanga Alan, independent, scored 179. Minawa Farouk, FDC, is scored 143. Muhanji Moses Kapere, independent, is scored 1,981. Nakuya Aida, the party is Democratic Front. She scored 344. Natuherwa Fiona Destiny, independent, she scored 91. Tamale Idiwaswa, independent, scored 58. Walangirira Abdallah, People's Front for Freedom, is scored 94. Sorry, is scored 74. 74. I repeated that one. The total number of valid votes cast for candidates, 49,538. Total number of rejected invalid ballot paper, 1,330. Total number of ballot papers counted, 50,868. The total number of spoiled ballot papers, 418. Are we there? Accordingly, as returning officer for Kampala Electoral District, and in accordance with Section 77, subsection 1 of the Parliamentary Elections Act, Cap 177, I declare Kabanda Misa Nabengo Kabanda Misa Nabengo, who has obtained the largest number of votes to be the elected candidate for Kampala Central Division Constituency, Kampala District. We wish you well.
Lisa!
tent we had provided for media, you can lead them there. She will once have the last tent where we are having lunch there.
Yagala kusooka kwebaza bannakampala abataddemu obwesige akalute kabadde kangu naye nga nkayiseemu bulungi era nebaza mukama akampisizaamu singa simaanyi ga mukama saali kayiseemu Kampala Central munene ekyokuli mbadde evuganya n'abantu abanene nga Secretary General Nuupu mbadde evuganya n'abantu abalala bangi nnyo nga banene era ng'ebibiina bye babateekamu obwesige tubadde 16 ne bannondamu nga nsobodde okuba nga mpangudde Kampala Central Division nga MP waabwe era nga nkakasa nti bannakampala ngenda bakula kana akalulusi kange kabannakampala kuno obwanguzi si bwange bwa bannakampala era nsubira nti bannakampala ngenda bakolera bulungi nnyo ngenda bawa service gye bateekeddwa okubeera ngenda bateesa mu parliament nga ntwala ebirowoozo byabwe mu parliament n'okudda mu community ndi munnakampala gye baagala mbimanyi era mmanyi tinja kusobola okubikolako nga bwe beetaaga. Yes.
Yavudde wano ng'agamba akalulu kabadde ka mazima n'abwenkanya era ng'agamba ne bw'oba gwe wangudde akalulu si ka mazima. Okyogerako ki?
Nze sobola nti si ka mazima kubanga nayise mu procedure zonna eziteekeddwa okukola. After nomination twatandika campaigns. Era n'entambula kyalo ku kyalo n'enkola meetings zaabwe ne meetinga different categories of people. Nze ate simulanko ng'ayiseyo olukiiko yadde olumu bwe luti mu kyalo nti alukoze era nga nze mbadde ngamba nti bakalulu agenda kajjawa ne kakoze kano kanene nnyo kubanga mbadde entambula nga bunaku ntambula emyezi 2 gye baatuwa ngenda kunju nkola rallies ngenda ku meeting a different people abavubuka abakyala abasajja bonna abantu abebigaali abatembeeyi bonna nga mbasinkana naye nga yesimulanko ng'agamba bannange bano basinkanye so nga neebuuza era nze ndowooza nti ekimweseza akalulu kano ebadde umbrella
ekituufu ekikuwanguza akalulu kano naddala nga NRM erudde nga tewangula kitongo ekyo kikyolowooza ekyenyu
obukozi bwange ndi mukyala mukozi kyensooka okwogerako ti ndi mukyala mukozi ate ategeera Kampala mubaddemu era mumanyi Kampala mukoleddemu era munazaalibwa Kampala sibadde sose ku kulembeze buno bwokka nali mbaddeko wa LC3 nali mbaddeko wa LC1 nali mbaddeko wa LC5 kati kino si kipya kyendimu bannakampala bantestingako ne balaba biki byensobola okukola nze muntu agamba nti si yawula mu bakyala mu bavubuka ne mu bantu aba bulijjo oba okulootya oba wakulootya sifaayo oba oli wa ddiini kyera sifaayo so nze nsubira nti bannakampala kwe basse ne baga nti nedda omukyalo naye hard working nze ndi hands on ebigambo nyiza okuba nga sirina bingi nnyo naye ng'ate nsobola okuba nga ndi practical so ensonga lwaki bannakampala bannesizo baga nti katumuwaka ki akalulu kaffe era nga mbeebaza pata abantu bayinza okugaa nti pata NRM tebajagala pata NRM abantu bajagala era baagala omuntu omukozi omukyalo omukozi nga nze singa tebampadde babadde bafiiriddwa obukozi bwange so nsaba bantu bannesige banteekemu bagambye akalulu si kange akalulu kaabwe era nsubira nti kino kyengenda okukola si kyange kyabwe singa tebabadde bo saali baddewo so nsaba nera nebaza chairman owa NRM Meya Uhuru nebaza NRM Secretariat nebaza government ya Uganda nebaza ne bakakuyege bange bonna including my family kubanga tukoledde wamu tukolaba nga tukola ekintu kino bannakampala mikwano gyange bonna bakoze ekisoboka kyonna n'amaanyi ga Katonda ge tukozesezza kulaba nti tusobola okuwangula ekintu nga kino.
Ebibuuzo bibiri byokulonda twandiyagadde okuwulira ku ekyo naye ate engeri gy'oli minisita wa Kampala nga kati ofuuse mubaka alindiridde okulayira ensonga ezikwate ku basuubuzi eziganye ng'okyali minisita ensonga z'emyala n'ebirala ogenda bikulungi.
Kansooke ku nsonga y'eggaali nze saakozeseza ku ggaali n'emu ate n'omuntu gwoga nti wa ggaali aba mulonzi era kyensuubira ndi alinayo bwobulutu yabukozeseyali bufunye siyati yakozesaamu magezi maki malala sikiwa nti yali badde abufunye nze obwange buli bwabadde bwalaali benjogera ali bwabadde bwa mazima nga buli mu straight line abantu balonze naye alina we yampangudde nange nina we nakoze eki we namuwangudde so bazze bagattagatta kubanga akalulu ne bwakusinza kamu abakoze eki abakuwangudde temwabadde mu gaali yonna kalulu kabadde peaceful nnyo kyensuubira tyakala akalulu akabaddewo jjo tekabeerangawo ko mu Kampala kuba saalabyeko kintu na kimu kigamba nti kyekino tewali gwe baakubye tewali gwe baakoze batya naye ng'omuntu manyi bwe kuwangula munaku era ogamba bankoze bati banzibye bakoze batya n'obululu yafunye bungi nnyo mazima nga sirimbye yafunye bungi nnyo ze nabadde mmanyi kyayinza kufuna obululu ng'enkumi 5 naye bwe ndaba nga yafunye obululu bweru